Once you have switched from night vision to thermal on your night hunting rig, you will never go back. At least, that's what I thought too. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Keith Couch here with Team Zombie. Hey, you would never believe I have another night vision optic back on a rifle. Getting ready to start a new season out. This is the off season currently, but I've got a few on the hit list I'm going to be hitting pretty soon. We're into the, I'd say, the beginning stages of spring around here in southern Indiana. It's kind of hard to really signify when spring actually begins. What a great time to be out, great weather, and time to get on some nighttime predators. So let me back up. My history with night vision. So I started coyote hunting a long time ago using flashlights and worked my way up into better lights. Got into night vision for just a small fragment of time, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, something like that. I got a couple different nighttime optics, night vision optics, and I had several flaws. I used to have a running joke with one of the units that I use, and out of respect I won't mention a brand, but I did say that that unit had a sensor in it and it would let you know when a predator's coming, because every time a coyote would be coming in, every time a fox would be coming in, we'd have doubles, coyotes, triples, the darn thing would freeze up. And I had a running joke that, hey, coyote must be coming in because my scope just froze up. So that was the biggest problem I had with the night vision that I had at the time. I moved up to another unit and it didn't have audio, and audio is a big part. If you're a content creator, you've got to have that audio. A lot of times, you know, I'm running thermal. I've got the old, you know, had it for 4 years now, it's outdated, Pulsar XP50 Trail, and the audio on it, it just sucks. So some of the newer units that's out, there's all kinds of them. The thermal markets went crazy, but there's all kinds now, and the audio seems to be top notch versus what I run, which is not very good. So one of the things that I look for in night vision is audio. I mean, you got to have it to have a good, clear video of what's going on. Alright, I am back. I'm still on the little bird. I tell you what, just one click of a button here and I've mastered out how to use the friggin' rangefinder. So now all of a sudden, why am I interested in night vision again? You know what? I really miss the daytime hunting that we used to have in my area. It has changed over the years. All of these secluded spots that we once had and we could daytime hunt, you just can't get by with it hardly anymore. There's so many people out interrupting your hunt. You've got, you know, farmers out doing things early, which coyotes are used to, but to an extent, you know, you got farmers coming in and feeding cattle and that sort of thing, busting up your hunt. Very hard to hunt daytime. So at nighttime with a night vision, you can still appreciate the character of a predator at night a lot more in night vision than you can in thermal. And in no way am I putting down thermal, because I continually will use thermal and try to advance as much as I can years to come. But I like having a night vision scope. Not only night vision, a nighttime, daytime scope. You guys know I'm out there and I'm chasing those groundhogs. What a great tool to get out there in the daytime, be able to set up on a groundhog. If you're hunting by yourself, you know, you're just hitting record and able to get that shot in the video in day mode. And the only thing is, this thing comes with a cap. It goes on the end of it here and allows you to video in the daytime. So that's a big bonus. You know, I'll also like to get out with a 22 rifle and squirrel hunt in the fall. And if you've ever tried to film a squirrel hunt, I've tried it for several years and ended up just running a GoPro and running a 410 shotgun. It's so hard to get the video up there in the tree. On the squirrel, time you get zoomed in, that squirrel's jumping all over. But again, having that scope set up to where you can follow that target and put some squirrels on video, that would be awesome. If you're a deer hunter and you can run this night vision scope, daytime scope, in the daytime from your deer stand, record it. I mean, you got to check your state laws and things like that, but it's just an awesome tool. One of the things I'm more psyched about than anything is raccoon hunting. You know, me and Shake and Bake, we love to get out there and get after them raccoons and Sasquatch when he can. And Shake and Bake picked up a new 22 mag last year, AR style, and we plan on getting some footage with that. He's all suppressed now. Get out there and just get that up close video at nighttime, getting the reactions of the raccoons, because again, they're so unpredictable, and at any second they can just run on the ground, and if you're trying to film that camera and get that shot, it's just nearly impossible. So another thing that I liked about getting back into this aspect of it is being able to film that. So I sat down and I did an unboxing of this video. I may roll a little bit of footage here for you guys, kind of talking about some of the features, but this thing is so vast with different things that you can do. But here's my thing. When I took this out of the box, I wanted to know one thing: how compact was it? Super freaking compact. I've got this rubber deal on here for nighttime. I use that a lot when I got my thermal. I got this eyepiece on there. Look at the length of this thing. Talking about compact, I liked compact. That was one of my things when I took it out of the box. If it's not compact, I'm probably not going to look into it. So check, number one. Number two was audio. This thing, believe it or not, like I mentioned earlier, has better audio than my thermal scope does, which is an absolute plus, because if you watch my nighttime videos, a lot of the times I have to put the caption on the screen just so you know what we're saying, because primarily I'm recording, and you know, for my shot I have to make up the audio with the words just so you know what's going on. I like that this thing has great audio, so I do like that. Alright, I wanted to bring y'all the audio portion of the video that I kept on bragging about. Now, if you see that road sign there, we are looking at 135 yards. So this thing is digital zoom. Let's see what it'll do. That's pretty clear. Going up another level there. Still really clear on the letters. And if you look at the pole and the leaves, still maintain pretty clear picture. Wow. So to meet my standard of wanting to take this out in the field and hunt with it, it has to be clear. I wanted good audio, I wanted compact, and I want it to be clear. If it meets those three criterias, then we can dig into this thing and see about all the features. There's no sense in learning all the features of this thing if your picture isn't clear, if your audio sucks, and if it's this big old behemoth tube looking deal that you have to tote around on your gun. So as you notice here, and I'll spin this weapon around, we've got this IR light on here. This is the factory IR light, and you guys that are familiar with night vision, you know that this is required to see your target. This magnifies a light which your scope will pick up, and you'll be able to identify your target. Now this is the factory one, which can be upgraded, so I will mention that. As I did in the past, I had to upgrade some of the IRs that I had. This one seems to hold true about 200 yards. That's about how far I looked at it at nighttime, taking it out and trying it. It advertises a little further than that, and it probably will. It's got a zoom function on it. You can zoom in, or you can use the flood view. So you can absolutely upgrade the IR if you require that. This thing, night vision scope, has a rangefinder, a friggin' LRF on it. I saw that feature and I requested, when Oneleaf reached out to me, ironically, that I was on the market looking for a night vision scope to get out and enjoy some of the small game hunting and things like that, and be able to record it at night much easier when I hunt by myself. It had a rangefinder. Are you kidding me? So that was a big bonus to getting this scope, was the fact that I can, you know, shoot my own range, which with my thermal I don't have that opportunity. Shake and Bake has it on his, but I do not. There again, mine's outdated. So that was another thing that I really liked about it. Drawbacks. Let me talk about things that, or maybe not things, but something that can be improved. Oneleaf, in my opinion, as a predator hunter who will go out and have success at night, and I just get hooked and I stay hooked and I just keep hunting all night. And we may run into a dry spot 4 or 5 hours, but battery life. I feel like if we can improve the battery life on this unit, that is one thing that I would strive to do, is to give more battery life. This is an internal battery, so you do have the option, like some of the other units that I have had in the past, that you can carry that external battery pack and plug it directly into the scope. So if you run out of battery life or you run low, you can be, you know, still going, or you can be charging in between your sets, or you can be charging while you're hunting, as long as your battery pack's hooked up. This thing does have the one-shot 0 too, which I'm very familiar with. When you're going out to the range, you don't want to waste a lot of ammo, you don't have a whole lot of time, you can do the one shot, chase your crosshairs, set this thing in. That makes it very nice. It has picture-in-picture. Now I did experience that with another night vision optic. This one is really crisp and neat. I do appreciate the picture-in-picture. I don't use it a lot in my thermal, but to each his own. I know a lot of people that do. Backdoor Dave used to use his all the time, and that's a nice feature to have, especially in a night vision. Overall, I really can appreciate the design of this. This is a company called Oneleaf, so you guys will have to look up the website for Oneleaf. They've got a lot of great options. Even saw some thermal opportunity there, which I'm going to be knocking on their door trying to get one of those in my hands, because I am looking to upgrade, and I would call it an upgrade to my old ancient thermal that I'm running. But absolutely like this thing. The problem is, the issue is, this is the off season, which I mentioned to Oneleaf when I spoke to him. I said, you know, this is the tail end of our season, just about a month ago, and I'm getting into the groundhog season currently, but I cannot absolutely wait to put this on 22 Magnum, you know, 17 WSM 22 long rifle. Currently it's on a 224 Valkyrie, and just be able to get out there and film some of these raccoon hunts at night, fox hunt, put it on a 17 HMR. I want to bring you guys that up close and personal fox hunt at night. I cannot wait for that. So they're just different opportunities other than thermal that I want to put on the channel, and be able to capture some of that stuff that I just can't film by myself. That is the goal up and coming, moving forward. It's so hard to cover everything in a small amount of time on a video and keep you guys interested in what's going on, but I do recommend that you look into Oneleaf's website and look at the different options that they have. This thing's got an interchangeable lens on it. That is something I have never seen in another scope before. The fact that you can just twist this, put another lens on it, and it has these points inside the lens, which as soon as it touches the scope, it recognizes it, and there's so many features that come with each lens. That's just way beyond my technology. I have to dig into that somewhat yet. Different types of reticles in this. Again, comparing to my thermal, you know, I just have the black and white option as far as reticles inside my scope. These are colored. Some of them are pretty intense. I prefer just a small one dot, like a little red dot or green dot or something like that. It doesn't take away from your target as much when you're aiming at coyotes and you're trying to, like a content creator at night, you want to see that kill, and you don't want to see a 4-inch wide crosshair over top a coyote at night when you're watching a video. At least I don't enjoy that kind of thing. But I really want to thank Oneleaf for giving me the opportunity to look at this scope and review it. And basically the time that I've had with it has just been, you know, trying to figure out some of the features. Once I got past my threshold of crisp, clear picture both daytime and nighttime, compact, super compact, especially if the IR light's on here. If you're not hunting with it at nighttime, you've got this IR light off. If you want to, you can even take the rangefinder off. I mean, you're talking, you can take the eyepiece off, and you're just talking a little small scope here, which is very compact if you're running on a 22, if you're out groundhog hunting, squirrel hunting, you know, super compact. Another thing I wanted to mention too, if you're not a hunter, and to each his own, I would highly recommend that you add a night vision optic to your security for your home, for your ranch. If you've got a farm and things go bump in the night and you need to be able to move around and to see what's going on. You know, how cool is it to have a night vision optic to be able to do that with? So if you hear something over at 50 yards and you're standing in a wide open area here and you're vulnerable to maybe if there's an intruder on your property, and they may be armed and you may, you know, potentially take fire from that person. If you're standing in a wide open ground and you've got a flashlight and you hit that light and you're in a wide open ground, you got no cover. But if you've had the night vision or thermal and be able to look and find that target, identify that target as a threat, then take cover, and at that point address the threat. Now you're behind cover, you've got a visual on your threat, and you've got that security. So just something to think about. You know, you don't have to be a hunter to own night vision, to own thermal, to be able to see after dark. Security, that's another good tool to have, even in daytime. If you was to face a threat in the daytime, this is 2025 and you are likely to get in some type of trouble after the initial conflict has happened. Having proof of what happened, being able to record that event, it would be priceless at that point. You're hitting record, you're defending yourself, you're defending your family, your property, and being able to, you know what, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I've got it right here on video. That would be worth so much to have as an opportunity to defend yourself beyond the fight. So guys, I'm not going to blow a lot of smoke. It met my threshold. I've got a lot to learn with this unit. I plan on taking it out a lot. Appreciate it if you made it this long. Give them a shout. Reach out to Oneleaf. I do believe so far I've had a great experience with them. And just us communicating about the opportunity to get out here and try this means a lot to me, that they reached out to me. And what a perfect time that was, because I was actually wanting to get back out there and get into the night vision game a little bit, for what I mentioned earlier, just the other opportunities that it gives, and the daytime as well. So guys, give them a shout. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Night vision back in the game for Team Zombie? I think so. You guys will have to stick around and find out what all we get done with this beast. Appreciate you, and we will see you next time.